Welcome back to the Southern Pickleball Podcast. We are your hosts, Corin and Mark. I'm everyone's favorite 4-4 duper Corin, so that must mean this is Mark. Things might look a little different this time around, but we assure you it's the same good pickleball news that you know and love. Here before we get started, Mark, I just want to give a shout out to Mizuno. Mizuno is our official shoe sponsor, the official shoe sponsor of Southern Pickleball. We're incredibly grateful for their support. Not only are they helping us grow the game throughout the South, but they're also keeping our players all comfy and keeping the performance up on the courts for all our players. The footwear is built for speed, stability, and most importantly, style, because style is what we all care about, right? So once again, just a big thank you to Mizuno for being an essential part of the Southern Pickleball family. Now, Mark, you are fresh off the road from Louisiana with the PPA Amateur State Championships. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And also, what is even the PPA Amateur State Championships for those who don't know?
Well, we can get into that, but I'm just like kind of overwhelmed here or whatever. That was a pretty professional intro coming in here. That was
I do my best.
Yeah, that was good stuff. No, I mean, I know everybody's going like, what the heck is this Amateur State Championship Series or whatever? I mean, last year it was called the UPA State Championship Series or something, changed the name this year. But it's the amateur version of the PPA Tour, basically. So the PPA Carvana Tour sponsors it, and the cool thing is that all the players qualify to go to the UPA World Championships. That is November 3rd through 9th in Dallas, Texas. And the cool thing, too, is they have a special champions division there. So the only way you can play in that champions division at the World Championships is to have medaled at one of the amateur state championships. And us being Southern Pickleball, we are lucky enough to partner with them. So we hold those tournaments in our 10 states. And so I was down there in Louisiana, and we had a good time. We actually found a guy that had shorts shorter than you down there.
No, shorter than me?
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
I think we're going to be able to pop up a picture of this guy. But,
right.
I mean, so for those of y'all, Corin's new fame might be part of being part of the Southern Pickleball Podcast, but you're known pretty well around the pickleball circles for, I think the women like your legs.
Yeah. I'm definitely in the tight, short team member.
Yeah.
So
but part of this is like us just we got to have an honest relationship with each other if we're going to do this podcast together, but you said 4.4 duper, or what did you say it was?
4.436.65.
But I was looking at I think you signed up for a Moneyball tournament coming up over at the Dink, and next to your name it said 5-0. So how did that 5-0 get there?
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not complaining at all.
You don't know?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
Corin,
I plead the fifth.
The only way that 5-0 could come up there would be if you self-rated as a 5-0. Do you not think your duper is accurate?
I plead the fifth. I will say this. It doesn't matter how many times I win.
Were you trying to intimidate your opponents in advance, or what was going on there?
No, I tell you what, I think we're going to get beat by these two ladies. They're very good. They kind of get in the main draw of the PPA sometimes, and I think we have no shot.
I didn't even think to look male or female, but I saw somebody, I was like looking at people's duper because I was thinking there's going to be a lot of people that are just inflating their duper like Corin and putting it, and I saw one I clicked on it and it didn't have a duper. It had like a PPA rating. So that was a female on there?
It's a female. She has real PPA points, unlike me. I think it's going to be some tough competition. It's going to be my first official Moneyball.
That's kind of getting my curiosity to go over there. All right. Yeah. So they've kind of changed the pay scale around and everything for PPA coming up. That was some of the news that broke here lately, right?
They did, yeah. It's a completely new pay scale, more performance-based now, if I'm correct.
Okay. Well, how does that, it seems like year 3 of their contract, so are we in the second year now? I think that's what.
I believe so, yeah. Second year coming after the Tour Wars.
Yeah.
They gave out those huge contracts, and I don't guess that it worked for them too well, so now they have a new pay structure. We can pull it up.
Well, I think it definitely worked. So, from the working standpoint, PPA's got all the top players, right? So it locked in. They have the monopoly. And somehow they took over, it started as a tour wars between Major League Pickleball and PPA, and now Connor and his team, they own it all. So it's hard to say it didn't work.
That's true. Yeah, they do have it all, and I mean, it seems like with this new pay scale too, they're gonna have most people, at least I would assume most of the really top players, moving over to the gold level of their sponsorship or their contracts, which gives you the bigger pay structure. But what I really wonder about with the pay structure and the way it is now, and not these huge contracts, is how does that affect the amateur wanting to become a pickleball pro? Because I think you look now, the top three in pretty much every single bracket, pro division is the same three almost every week, right? So is there really money for people to be made now they're not getting these huge contracts like what they were hoping, a couple years ago when they were giving out contracts to every 5-0 duper in the world?
Well, I think it's more of a model that's sort of similar to tennis or golf, where it's really incentive-based, where you have to win. I mean, I get that. There's barriers to entry for sure, but I don't know, really. I mean, they were sort of giving some crazy contracts to players that probably, I guess, the thing that was interesting to me, though, is it appears that they're going to take, so those are 3-year deals, and now, so we had 24, 25, and now 26. So let's say I signed for $1 million. I'm going to have to split that $1 million for 26 and basically defer it for 3 years, 26, 27, 28. I'm going to get a third each year, and then the rest is going to be incentive. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of crazy if you're at your job and all of a sudden they came and said, hey, we're going to now split your payment into 3 years, and the rest is just going to be performance-based. Yeah,
it is interesting. I mean, my only thought is maybe for kind of the lower-level pros, I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, like we talked about earlier, I mean, they've dominated the game, so I think they own it. I mean, and I love it. I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, we talked about, we partner with the PPA to run the Amateur State Championships. I know Connor Pardo takes a lot of crap online sometimes or whatever, but none of us would be where we are if it wasn't for his vision and him seeing. I mean, you think about a young guy like himself that said, hey, we're going to have pro pickleball and it's going to be on TV and all that. Everybody thought he was kind of crazy back then, and now everybody wants to criticize how he's doing it. So, I mean, the guy deserves some kudos. He's built it for us all. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting that,
it'll be
walking
interesting
to work tomorrow, hey.
Yeah.
Going to cut you down to a third and defer it over 3 years.
Right.
You excited about coming to work tomorrow?
Yeah. And if you hit this milestone, you'll get a bonus.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I still think it'll be interesting to trickle down, though. I mean, how many people out there were thinking about going pro, and, I mean, they didn't even have a coach. They were out there living on a hope and a prayer that they were going to get one of those $1 million contracts. And now, are they still going to do it? Are they going to go get a coach? I know you're a coach.
I am. And you are a coach.
I am.
Yeah. So, have you ever seen that little meme that they put up? There's 2 tables, and there's one that's says pickleball lessons, and the other says new paddle for sale. And there's 150 people lined up at the new paddle and nobody at the coaching.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. It's sort of sad. It's the same way when I was coaching tennis, is that the players that could really benefit from the coaching the most are the ones that are the most resistant to having it. The 4-0 to 5-0 players are really to take what a coach can offer them and really put it to use and change things. But most of those don't want to take a lesson, right? They're too good to pay for a lesson.
Too good to pay for a lesson, yeah. They just do the same drills every day, work on the same thing every day with the same people.
Right.
It's going to be interesting. So you mentioned, though, you were a tennis coach. Mm-hmm. Is that how you – so you're a tennis coach. How'd you get into pickleball?
Well, that's not from tennis, but from some tennis friends. So, and I guess I'll just tell you the story real quick since we're here. I mean, probably boring some people listening to the podcast before, but I just wasn't in a great place back 2021. I got up 378 pounds. It's pretty much miserable. I was working a job, one of those jobs that's really killing yourself, They say the job's killing you or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I had 3 friends that were trying to help me, and we would go out and try to play tennis. And one of them said, well, why don't you try pickleball? Because I just physically couldn't even do tennis anymore. And I could not play a game when I first went out the first time. I couldn't play a game to 11 without having to sit down and take a break, and I could not physically bend over and pick up a ball off the ground. They would have to They would have to pick up the balls for me. But it changed my life. I mean, what I did, I loved it. My daughter, Mary Emily, was in school up at Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, and when I went up there to visit her one time, I sort of Googled somebody took pickleball lessons so I could go take a lesson where nobody would know who I was. And I met the lady that really, changed my life at that part, Laurel Hillman. If Pickleball Lessons by Laurel, if you look her up, or Pickleball by Laurel. There I was at 350, 60 pounds at that point, huffing and puffing, trying through a lesson. And she's like, "Oh, you used to coach tennis. We need pickleball coaches. You would be great at this." I mean, she's one of those people that believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself. Trying to tell you this quick, but there's just a little bit to it. And then, I went home. She called me about a week or two later, and she said, "No, this is crazy. But I have a pickleball pro that's coming into town that's doing that." And I was like, "A pickleball pro? You got pros in this little game with the oversized paddle or whatever?" She's like, "But if you could come back up here," she says, "there's one spot for like an hour and a half left." And so I was like, "What the heck? What am I doing? I just needed something, Corin." So I flew back up to Pittsburgh. It was Tyson McGuffin. Okay.
Oh,
so Tyson McGuffin was that. And that's what, that was even more life-changing because he was like, I told him my story. I think about it, I can show you the picture, like me and Tyson, little bitty Tyson at that point and big old me. And he was like, "Well, man, why don't you hang around all week?" He goes, "I know you're just in this class, but you can hang around and I'll tell you how I teach and my philosophy and everything and all this week. And that way you can go back to Georgia and spread everything about pickleball." And so I hung around. I did that. By the time I was getting back on the plane, I had called my wife and said, "Hey, I'm quitting this corporate job I'm at, doing all this, and we're going to start a pickleball company." And she was like, "Have you played pickleball a lot?" It's like, "Yeah, 7-8 times at least." So that was sort of how we were born. It's just been since then it's been completely life changing. Really got it to good friends, Sung Cho, Carl Malden, Brian Curry were the three guys that really saved my life in pickleball with it. And I think that's sort of why I'm so passionate about spreading it, with Southern Pickleball. But how about you? I remember seeing you way back at an early tournament, but how did you get started?
No, so I a little different. My parents, the people I live with, who I consider my parents, were playing. They were former tennis players, and they started playing pickleball. And I was bored and high school athlete that I didn't do anything in college for sports, so I just needed to be competitive and pick up basketball got boring. And so they introduced me to pickleball, and at first I said no. I'm not going to play this game.
Well, you're like the high school quarterback and everything, right? So so pickleball was probably...
I wish it was cool as that. I was a quarterback in high school. I don't know about the high school quarterback. But, so went out, played a couple times, fell in love with it. Then I got introduced to Shaw Park. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are going to know Shaw Park. You go out there any Thursday, there's 100 people waiting to play.
Yeah,
and
that's a facility in Cobb County, Georgia that's just covered up. They got 8 dedicated pickleball courts with 50 people sitting on the sidelines arguing about how open play should work every night.
Right, exactly. So played at Shaw a lot. I thought I got really good. Decided to play my first tournament, which at the time was GPA, not quite yet Southern Pickleball. It's Georgia Pickleball Association. And took off running from there. I think I probably played every tournament GPA had that year, if I had to guess. That was in driving distance. Just kept going from there. Formed a good relationship with you over the time. And then took your lead, started coaching, and never looked back. So it's been great.
Well, I don't think this is designed to plug, but I'll tell you, if you're in the Georgia area and you can get a chance to take lessons with this guy, you need to connect. He's like the best out there, so it's good stuff. And if you're up in the Pittsburgh area, look up Coach Laurel because she's as good as there is too. So really cool. I think we were supposed to talk a little bit more about like the state championship tournaments to like sort of give some plugs for where they're coming up. Because we have a really big one coming up. Here in Georgia.
Yes.
And it sort of ties into the whole PPA deal because it's a facility that Donald Young is one of the owners.
Right.
And a buddy of ours, Chase Mason, who's also a phenomenal coach.
Yes, amazing coach.
And has been successful in some qualifying matches on the PPA Tour. So we're going to be there the second weekend in October at the new Let's Go Pickleball. I think we already got over 100 players signed up for that thing, and we're early for that.
Yep, already got over 100. It's in, like you said, it's the second week of October. And what's the number we can take? Because we're going to have to turn some people away.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be 400 or 500 at that tournament, so I would sign up early. The other big, you'd ask me some questions about how the UPA works, and with this, I think sometimes people think because it's called the Amateur State Championship that you can only play in that state.
Right.
And I think that's one thing. You can go play in them all. So, I mean, if you don't qualify in one, you can go to the other. It's kind of like an open state championship. I almost think like the tennis Grand Slams. Like when we have the U.S. Open, it's not just for U.S. players. It's for the best of all over the world. So each state is open, having their amateur state championship that is open to the best amateur players everywhere. And you can truly get some really good competition there. The Tennessee one's going to be in Johnson City. I think it's the second weekend in September. Kentucky, are we going to Bowling Green for that one? I think.
Yeah, I believe it's Bowling Green. Yep.
And then the one I'm super excited about is Alabama, Opelika, 24 covered courts down there.
Beautiful facility.
Last weekend in October. Mm-hmm. A lot of pro players sort of trace some of their roots back to there.
Yep.
So.
A lot of good things. And I don't know if we mentioned earlier, so medalists get either gold medalists get free entry, silver and bronze get discounted into the Worlds, but also all medalists qualify for the Southern Pickleball Championships in Macon, Georgia, of the ones that Southern Pickleball runs.
That's right. So for the 10 Southern ones you do, and I was trying just to be low key about that and not oversell that. I mean, there's already over 250 players that are signed up for the Southern Championships. Yep. Last year we had 1,300 players. It is going to be played in the world's largest indoor pickleball center, Rhythm and Rally, 16 courts downstairs, 16 courts upstairs. If you hadn't been there, super cool. 10 minutes from downtown. Downtown Macon's awesome, revitalized, cool restaurants, rooftop bars, anything you could want to do, any type of food you'd want to find. Affordable hotels down there, too. That's the other thing I think is really cool about, Macon is that you got really affordable hotels. That's just a little side note. But, yeah, you do. So, you do. If you play in one of our 10, you can find them all on southernpickleball.com. You sort of get 2 bites at the apple. You can qualify for the UPA World Championships and our Southern Championships. And they're going to be ran by our great Southern Pickleball team that you're part of. So, that's something I'm really proud of how we run some tournaments. So.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely do our best there. Special thank you to Diadem Sports and the official pickleball, not only of the world, but also of Southern Pickleball. We appreciate everything they do for us, and they provide us with the very best ball that you can have. So thank you again to Diadem Sports. We're excited to announce our first guest coming to us to tell us a bit more about the Jammin for Joy charity tournament, which is the biggest charity tournament in the state of Georgia. Joining us, we got Steve Lowe.
Steve Corin, your first night on the podcast, you can't even get our guest name right.
Man.
L-O-W, it's Lowe.
It's
like
Wow.
Lowe like
Lowe.
cow.
Steve Lowe. Welcome, everybody. Steve Lowe. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. It's great to be here with you guys. So I have a question for you before you ask me questions. What happened to Peter? Where's Peter?
Come on now, man. Don't start causing controversy. This is not a Jessie, Irvine, Genie, Bouchard kind of deal or whatever. He just wasn't available tonight, so he'll be back in here with us with no problem. So.
Well, he looks better than Corin, too.
That's the word on the street. That's what the people are saying.
So he does get the guest name right, so that's a thing. True. But you followed that a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about the tournament and all that stuff and everything that's going on with Jammin for Joy. But did you follow that breakup this weekend on the courts?
I was watching some of the live cast of MLP, and one of their matches, I just got the tail end of it that something had happened and they were subbing for her. Jessie wasn't going to play with her, so I was trying to find what the deal was. But whatever it was, Jessie didn't want to play no more.
Yeah.
Well, what's your duper?
My duper's 4'6".
Well, it's just about the same as Genie Bouchard. That might be part of the problem. I don't know.
Could be.
So, I was scrolling through those matches, Corin. It's like she's only won like one match in her last 3 MLPs or something.
She doesn't win very much, but she looks good losing. That's for sure. She's out there looking good losing. So.
Yeah, you said you were checking out some of her attire or something online or something.
Oh yeah. Anytime she comes out with the New Balance stuff, I gotta go check it out for myself. Well, the men's line, but. Sometimes I might see.
Well, this sounds like we're getting in some inappropriate conversation here when we're bringing Steve on. So, tell us about what this tournament's about, Steve.
So this tournament started 5 years ago. This will be the 5th year. Just some friends. I'd begun playing pickleball, playing some tournaments, and it kind of united two passions, the charity I lead, the ministry, and some friends said, hey, have you ever considered doing a charity pickleball tournament? And I said, well, I hadn't really seen that done a lot, but let's pilot it, and we did, and the Lord has just incredibly blessed it, and I mean, it's unbelievable what's happened with it. I'm really a little stunned at times. I didn't know that it was going to become this, but it's been a great blessing, and glad to have you guys have come along and sanctioned it and helped us with it, and so everybody that plays in it, they can play in the Southern Pickleball Championships if they medal. So
we appreciate being a part of it, but I think everybody would really like to know more details about your organization and the ministry you're doing.
Yes. So it's the Joy House is the name of the ministry. We do Christ-centered restorative care for struggling teens, families, and individuals. And there's kind of two parts of the program. We have a teen residential program where we're working with at-risk teens and their families. We've got a 40-acre campus in Jasper, just really outside of where the tournament is held. That community where we hold the tournaments, just like right around the corner from us. And we got 3 homes where we serve. We got 2 girls' homes and a boys' home. We serve teens and families from kind of all over the north area of the state, stretching into the metro area. And so we've done that. This is our 25th year. I founded it with some others 25 years ago, and have led it since its beginning.
Wow, like wow.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, like that. Yeah, it is wow.
Yeah.
So the great thing about the pickleball tournament, I'm passionate about teens, passionate about pickleball. So it kind of brought some passions together for me. So it's been a great thing.
So one of the things I've always been impressed with the tournament is your tagline. So tell us about that, because just for everybody that's watching, I mean, a lot of times when you think charity pickleball tournament, you think you're going to go and you're just giving your money and you're just going to play in some rinky-dink little tournament and just to support, and that's not the case here. This is a first-class event from the get-go, and I love your tagline, so tell us.
So I had a lot of fun because, PPA says the tournament where you play with the pros, and I really wanted to do something special to make our players feel welcomed and encouraged, and we're glad you're there. So it's the tournament where you're treated like a pro, and we really try to do that. We have an incredible. We've been blessed with some sponsors, so I've tried to keep our costs down for the players, and we give them a player pack that retail value is worth more than their entry fee. And we try to do that every year and try to find ways to add value to it to really make them know. We feed them while they're there. That's part of their registration fee. So we really. So in that sense, I always joke with them. I say, your retail value is more than your registration. So really, I am paying you to play. So I'm treating you like a pro.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be working. The year-over-year growth is pretty good, yeah?
So we piloted it with 80 the first year, just limited it. I moved it to 2 days the second year, had 180 turn people away. Moved it to 3 days the third year, had 250 turn people away. Moved it to we had an extra courts last year, so I was able to move it to 350 in 3 days. And this year I said, okay, really after last year I said, this has really kind of become a big deal in the pickleball world. People are talking about it. So this year we moved it to 4 days, and I had 500 people register in a month. And you guys know, I don't know any tournaments hardly where that happens. I opened registration and I shut it down a month later because I reached my capacity.
Right. Well, I was out of town. I was down, I think, somewhere on the Gulf Coast, maybe with the Biloxi tournament. And there was players down there that were talking about that they couldn't wait to come up to your tournament because of the high level of players that you are attracting. Yep.
That's the other thing that's happened. I consistently, 4-5 people tell me, say, this is some of the toughest brackets that we play in when we come here. And that's been a huge blessing. Just, really good pickleball players have come there. I hope that's got to do. We've built some great relationships with people. You guys have. I have, because I play competitively and Wendy. And so, our pickleball friends have really spread the word and told everybody, hey, you need to go play this tournament.
Who do you think is the best player signed up in the tournament right now?
Oh, wow. I don't know that I want to answer that. There's some really great men's and women's.
Top three.
Top three, I mean, you've got in the men's side, you got people like Daryl Revenue, Mike Hall, Danny Aaliyah, Edmund, guys that I plays with in the 50+. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot of the younger guys. There's some really good younger folks in the 4 or 5+ that are playing. I don't know them nearly as well. So I know that 50+ group. The ladies, I mean, you got Heather Yeager, Christy Kind, Kelly Rich, Erica Strader. I mean, you got all of these guys that guys and gals
Who's
that play.
who of pickleball in the area, that's for sure. Top names.
Georgia legends right there.
Yeah. So it's exciting. Those brackets are going to be really fun to watch.
So what's the format like for this tournament?
So I do a thing where we always do round robin, and if for some of the brackets, I'll do a medal round if I can. For sometimes on space, like on mixed days historically, I've just done straight round robin. But you're guaranteed. I always kind of take the marker. You're guaranteed to play at least 60 points. However I structure it. I've kind of got to the point where I'm kind of like you guys. At least all the games are to 15, unless you're going to play 2 games against somebody. And once you're on the court, you play straight through. I keep you moving, unless you're on a bye. So, once you hit the court for your bracket, you'll play straight through, and you're always on the same court. So your friends can kind of camp out and watch you, and that kind of helps build the atmosphere that we like and have.
Like, what do y'all think about games and tournaments? Or I guess really it shouldn't be games, right? It should be matches.
Matches, yeah.
Playing.
Yeah,
so,
anything to 15.
So what should it be? Because, I mean, are you okay with games to 11? Or do you prefer 15?
I prefer 15.
2 out of 3?
No, I prefer 15. If you can get a gold medal match 2 out of 3, I definitely love that. I don't know I want to play all day 2 out of 3. That's a lot of pickleball. But games to 15, I think, is perfect.
Have you heard about that power play pickleball thing?
I have. It is interesting.
New partners? Crazy. Yeah. Have you heard about that, Steve?
I think I did. I had some friends play it. Everything's 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah, you get a pool of eight teams. You play every 2 out of 3. I would have to go get an IV, like 3 games in.
Yeah. One of my friends played, and the one in Nashville said they played 18 games.
Wow.
So I would love that. That's great. I mean, I am a guy. If I'm playing round robin, I don't like just playing to 11. I mean, I really like playing to 15. So unless you're playing, and I love playing 2 out of 3 if you can. Yeah. I have to, unfortunately, I don't have the bandwidth to do that with all ours, but I do keep everything to 15. Everybody's going to play to 15, and
well, I think the rule book now too. I guess I should have verified this before I just start saying, but I think the rule book actually says that an actually match is to 15 or 21. I don't think a game to 11 is even actually by the USA Pickleball rule book is a match.
Yeah, no, I think that's correct. Yeah, and 15. 15 just lends itself to really good matches. I mean, how many times have you been down 11-4, 11-5, or something like that, and come back and won?
Yeah,
where that game's over in a game to 11. Now you've come back, you've won. It changes your whole day. So
my other pet peeve, and I really hope that Steve Lau over here is not doing this in his tournament. So if you are, it's okay. But is the win by 1? I like the win by 2.
I do not do that.
All win by 2. It just drives me crazy when tournaments do the win by 1.
Yeah.
Because statistically, it's only, I think they say, like 8% of the matches that go over that. But shout out to some guys this weekend in Louisiana. We had in the 4:060 plus PPA amateur state that we talked about a little earlier, that we had in 25-23 was the final.
Oh,
wow. They went to in a game to 15 by 2.
Do you know how long did it take?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it went for an hour. I mean, I wish I knew, I wish we would have been live streaming or something to go back and see how many different match points they both had.
Yeah.
Wow.
But 23-25, that was the longest I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
Game to 15.
Yeah.
That's intense.
That's exactly a lot of intense points there. I mean, at 15-14, you're feeling, you're up tight, you don't want to make a mistake, and then you got to do that for 9 more points.
9 more points.
Yeah. So those are probably 2 things. I don't like games to 11. I mean, we do it in Southern Pickleball tournaments. Sometimes we have brackets of 7. It's just hard to get away from it.
Right.
But I don't like games to 11, and I definitely don't like the win by 1.
Changes the whole strategy.
Yeah.
This guy's raising the bar for what we have to do. We always talk about elevating the tournament experience. I mean, from the player swag bag when you walk in with everybody's getting it. I'll have people afterwards tell me about, what he did for medals or did you give teddy bears or something last year, Steve?
Yeah. Oh, man, Mark, you blew my secret for the new ones. But, yes, we established we give teddy bears for the gold medalists, and I just sent out an email today. I had something else happen. All of our medalists in all of the mixed things are going to get a prize in all the mixed brackets.
Oh wow! So not just the raffle prize.
Not just the tournament.
Yeah.
Not just the gold medal or the medals, but we got a prize for them.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Top secret.
Yeah, I'm not going.
You don't want to break
I'm
it
not
here
going to
on
do
the
a reveal
first
of
ever?
that until we actually
So
do
can
it.
people still get on the wait list, or what's
You can still get on the wait list, but it is a wait list only. I mean, really, the
any
only
chance of them getting in at this point?
just if people drop mainly. If I drop people in a bracket, but yeah, it's packed full.
But the one cool thing about pickleballtournaments.com software, though, is you can get on the wait list. You don't have to pay, so they could get on the
exactly.
They can get on the wait list and stay there if they just want to see if it opens to have a chance. So
and I would encourage
hop in
people to do that, particularly if you're in a bracket where there's not people waiting and that's where you want to play. Go do that. I mean, what do you lose? And if something opens, and I've got an opportunity to get them in. I do want to say thank you guys for your support and promoting it. And before I'm gone, hey, if people want to check out the Joy House, thejoyhouse.org. You can find out about us, and of course, the tournament's up on brackets, and we're just excited about what the Lord's doing with this. It's become my second largest fundraiser for the ministry, along with being a great pickleball tournament. So it's been awesome.
I think we'll be able to put something in the links or whatever on the show here so people can find you too. So could they donate there once they go to the site?
Absolutely. If you go front page, it'll be a donate button. You can click the button. Oh, look, there we go.
I mean, it's always good to come play some pickleball, but it'd be nice just to go there and give some money too, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love that. Well, see, before we get you out of here, we do this thing, and it's called On Top of the Podium.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with pickleball, really. We just want to pick your brain. So in honor of Jammin for Joy, we want to know your bronze medalist, your silver medalist, and your gold medalist for your top 3 songs to jam to.
Okay. Top 3 right now. Bronze medalist. My daughter and wife introduced me to Cody Johnson a few years ago. So I love his song Till You Can't, talking about taking a chance, dreaming your dreams. So that's my bronze. I'm a child of the 80s, so my silver is Journey was my favorite band. So Don't Stop Believing. That's a great tourney
These all
song.
going to be like inspirational type things.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, top gold medal. This is my game day play. I mean, I'm an Eye of the Tiger guy, man. You got to bring it out. You got to bring it out there for the gold medal match.
Yeah.
You know,
the '80s walkout song for every basketball team.
That's right.
So
I can't help it. I am a child of the '80s.
All right, so what's the guilty pleasure song when you're by yourself and nobody knows you're listening to it and they don't know that you're running your ministry and everything? What's the guilty pleasure? What's the one song you want to listen to then?
You know what? I don't really have a guilty pleasure song, Mark. I don't think. I'm pretty confident in whatever I'm listening to.
Because I was debating for my bronze. I was thinking about some Eminem, maybe with some Lose Yourself or Linkin Park. No, I got to have the Jay-Z version for that.
Yeah. I had to change mine to more family friendly. My original list didn't make the cut. So
I want to hear your original list, Corin. What's yours? What you got a bronze, right?
I can't do the original, but my my list I came up with, my bronze is Back on 74 by Jungle. It's a nice little dance jam, and now that I'm saying this, I feel a little bit not as cool as Steve because his had some motivation. I'm just dancing around.
Yeah.
My
silver medalist is Sweetness by Jimmy Eat World. Always gets me up. It's a good little jam.
Yeah, I have to go research all these
My-
things.
I don't even know who he's talking about.
I'm feeling a serious age gap right here.
Well, I
we got to
think
get Peter
everyone.
back.
I think everyone's gonna know this last one. So my gold medalist is Clocks by Coldplay. I think that's one of my favorite songs of all time.
like that.
So yeah, I can listen to that any day. It's on every playlist I have. So
Have you heard the version they do that with Alicia Keys playing the keyboards?
no, I
You
haven't.
have to look that.
Very
She's
good.
Yeah,
I'll
she's-
have to go
it's
look it up.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, and he sort of goes in Alicia Keys. And
I love Alicia Keys. So
yeah, I like that too.
yeah, we'll see. All right, what about yours? What's yours? What's your top of the
Well,
podium?
I was naming some of that. I think I like Linkin Park and all that. Probably, a driving and crying song we were talking about. There's a ton of them. Would be bronze. Then I go to AC/DC, Thunderstruck. Would probably be my silver. And I didn't know if this was where you're jamming, party jamming, college jamming, or walkout jamming, or what all. I didn't know. But then my number one, and I'm going to go the inspirational thing too, is the Script Hall of Fame. So
interesting pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you, we were playing. Lars, you and I were playing PPA at Peachtree City, and we were down. I won't call it people we were down to, even though there were ones I really, but maybe next. But we were down 8-5, and somehow Hall of Fame came on that loudspeaker, and knew we were going to win that thing. We went all the way to bronze. So yeah, good stuff.
There you go.
So I don't know. It's just amazing how music can sometimes just change the vibe or whatever. Yeah. So
it'll get you going.
Which is one of the cool things about Southern Pickleball tournaments. I know some of you complain about it, but we always got the music going.
Always got the jams.
So,
well, Steve, we appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to the tournament as always. And
well, thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Appreciate what you do.
And we appreciate what you do for the pickleball community. So thank you.
All right. Great.
All right. Well, it's sort of cool learning about Steve's tournament and everything. And now that he's out of here and we can sort of loosen up a little bit, I got some more things I want to talk about that. But before we do that, I want to give a big thank you to Head Pickleball for being a proud tour sponsor of Southern Pickleball. Their support plays a huge role in helping us bring high-quality events to players and communities across the region. From paddles to gear to growing the game at every level, Head Pickleball continues to be a leader in the sport, and we're grateful for having them along for the ride as we build something special through the South, Corin.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we got to get into this Genie and Jessie Irvine thing.
I mean, it's a little wild if you think about it.
What do you think about this? I mean, is Genie Bouchard even a pro player?
Well, I mean, that's a debate in itself. The thing I think about before that even, though, is what other professional sport can a player just say, I don't want to play the rest of the game? Or in this case, I don't want to play the rest of the tournament. And then just be replaced, right? So
you're going to diss on Jessie for quitting.
Well,
I like it. I mean,
I think you have to be a professional.
It's kind of what we do in pro pickleball now, though. I mean, Colin and Ben just quit when they want to, right?
Well, it's getting that way, right? But where does the line stop, right? If your starting quarterback walks out because he's having a
so you think Jessie should be fine for not playing the rest of that? I mean, we don't even know all the details.
Well, it's just true. We don't know the details. I do think she has a responsibility. I pay money. What if she's my favorite player, and then now she's not playing because of an argument or a disagreement, or even if she doesn't think her partner's good enough? That's something you can maybe handle on Monday, not in the middle of the tournament.
These teams do have coaches, so I mean, I wish we could get like the coach on here or whatever. You know,
or we could get Genie and Jessie side by side.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, hey, they're invited to come to the show. Genie, particularly, is welcome to come to the show if y'all want to come on the show. But I mean, I was looking at her record for the last 3 MLPs. I mean, I think she's only like won one match each time, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, her duper's like 5.2 something we're talking about. I mean, she's going to end up on the Atlanta Bouncers before she knows it.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I hope so.
Yeah. So you follow the Atlanta Bouncers?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I like a lot of the players on the Bouncers.
Yeah. I shouldn't have given the dig at the Bouncers. We used to Peter and I used to really joke on the Bouncers a lot because they were horrible. Yeah. I mean, their team. But Leanne Rykoff, they really turned it around. She's really
she makes a lot of moves. She does what she has to.
She's figured it out. Yep. So she should probably be named upcoming GM of the year or something. Yeah. Can we make our own awards or something?
I think we can. Southern Pickleball Awards coming December 2025.
We'll give it to Leanne. I've tried to ask her to get on here before, but I think since they're owned by Anheuser-Busch or whatever, I think there's some kind of legal issues that they don't want her to come in case she says something inappropriate.
I'd say that's probably pretty fair. I mean, they have the most entertaining pickleball player in the world, in my opinion. Jammin, is that how you say it? Jammin. I'm not good with names, as everybody can tell.
Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, JMV.
JMV is the easier way,
yeah. We can just do that. I mean, have you ever had a breakup with a partner? I mean,
I have, yeah.
So, because, I mean, you're honestly, I've played with you. We've won a gold medal before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're, probably one of the easiest players I've ever played with.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I try not to take it too serious.
So, but I mean, have you ever had somebody you're just I can't play anymore with this person?
Yeah, and then I played with them again because I'm like you said, I'm a really nice person. So
yeah.
My breakup method though, because I kind of have is you just sign up with someone else before they ask you, and you just kind of silently.
So you don't have the conversation. Oh, no. You just know that you've been broken up with.
Yeah, I avoid the hard conversation.
I was thinking about that. I mean, I guess that's sort of how mine have gone. But I can honestly say, I mean, I think I'm more difficult to play with. I know that. I can own that. I'm just more difficult probably to play with. But I don't think there's anybody I have hard feelings about or anything out there. It's just it's just sometimes things go different directions. And I think that's one of the things I'm trying to learn to be a better partner. But, that just comes in time. Everybody can't be Corin.
Well, you could. Everyone could. You just be a little nicer. That's all. But, no, I think you make a good point of there's never any hard feelings. And at the end of the day, we're still playing. We're playing pickleball. We're playing a sport we love. Why be so serious? Which brings me back a little bit, actually, to Jammin' for Joy, because that's a charity tournament. And I wondered, do you play a charity tournament differently than you play, say, a Moneyball tournament? Do you play more serious in one? Is it?
We can get to that, but before we get to that, you just caused some issues for me with one of my big pet peeves, and we've talked about it before, but I hate when I am playing open play and there's a ball close to the line, and I mean, you've heard it, and they're like,
I know what you're gonna say.
That's tournament out.
Yeah.
What the heck does that mean? So it means like, hey, I'm not going to cheat you tonight, but if I play you in the tournament this weekend, I'm going to cheat you this weekend.
Right.
I mean, is that, or am I misunderstanding?
Well, I think it's kind of like, for me, if I say it's a tournament out, it was probably out, but I'm going to play it. Let's get a good point in. But in a tournament.
So then you're patronizing me in the game. You're saying that you with your self-rated 5.0 or Duper 4.4 is now you're patronizing me, and that you're so good that you can play out balls and that you don't need those points against me.
I hate to break it to you, but that's what 5.0s do. We can play anything.
So,
I say we. Everyone pleading the fifth.
You got to earn it. I want to see that before you start saying we. I want to see the Duper.
I tell you what, my 5.0 tournament record is losing 3-4, so I guess I'm not quite there.
Well, I mean, we talked about the Moneyball thing, and we're trying to get in the Moneyball, but I mean, I don't know. I just think, do I play differently? Yes, I probably do. I do play differently in a PPA tournament than I do in a charity or whatever, right. But not from the fact that I'm going to call lines differently or different. I just come in with an attitude that, hey, I'm just wanting to have fun, meet a lot of people or whatever, and then the others I'm like wanting to get a medal in advance. So I don't think it's just a different intensity that I hope I bring to those games. But I'm just confused about all these people and why some of these players at this level feel like they can only play if it's Moneyball or.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And there's so many Moneyballs now. I mean, this is gonna be my first Moneyball tournament. But I play almost weekly in a private Moneyball, and I don't know. Maybe it's our way of thinking or playing. There's something on the line.
So you just have to raise the stakes a little bit.
Raise the stakes a little bit, I think. But with that being said, I mean, if you look at any Moneyball held in the state of Georgia over the last 2 years, I think there's, 2 guys that win every single one. Pretty much. So, if you're.
So that'd be Anwar and who else?
And Juan. Yeah. So, I mean, those 2 guys win, anything Moneyball.
So if you're playing in the More Than Pickleball, you're just sort of
donating.
Helping donate.
Yeah. So might as well donate to charity and play a charity tournament.
Well, can we put Anwar's thing up here on the thing along with Steve's, and they can just donate to him rather than go play?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I tell you, I saw him play. I was at a tournament, so he was just starting. I was in Charlotte at Charlotte Indoor. We were playing in a World Pickleball Tour up there, and he was in the court. And I think he had played pickleball for like 3 weeks or something like that. And he was just doing some crazy stuff. Hitting tweeners for dinks, cross court back between his legs, just goofing off. I mean, I was like, man, this guy's going to be phenomenal. The thing that amazes me, though, is as phenomenal as he is, I think there's still another gap between him and these PPA contracted players. It's huge.
And maybe even 2 gaps. I mean, and I'd say that's humbling. I played one time with Anwar, and I've never seen someone who can just do what they want to do when they want to do it. Yeah. And he, I don't want to say he toyed around with us, but he did.
Right.
And to think that he probably.
So how did you like when he was toying around with you like that?
Well, I didn't like it. No.
So when you play those out balls, that's the same. That's the same thing. Like when you're playing with that lesser person, you're toying around with them the same way.
I admit that might change my perspective. Probably not, because I need to play the point. Quit hitting out balls.
Right.
That's the solution.
So you're doing it. So you're selfishly just doing it for yourself to get longer points.
That's right. More court time. Shaw Park is busy, so I gotta stay out there as long as I can.
Well, I guess the cool thing, we're gonna have to figure out as we go along with this. Not everybody knows about Shaw Park, our little local Cobb County thing, and not everybody. I mean, if we just talk about Anwar, it's going to feel like we're a Georgia-based thing. But he did come from North Carolina. That's where we saw him first, part of the Southern Pickleball region. So, but I don't know. I'm just curious. Maybe in the future we can talk more about Moneyball. It was sort of cool talking about. Just don't really think we dived into the Genie and Jessie thing completely. Or are you just trying? I mean, so you think Jessie should be fined?
Yeah, I don't know, fined from the league. I think something has to happen. I mean, I hate to keep going back to other sports, but again, if there's another sport and one of your players decides to sit out, are you going to play them next week? I think a lot of time the answer is no. So what in this situation? Are you going to make a trade to appease her? Are you going to trade her? Are you going to sit her out? Are you going to make her do it? But she signed a contract to play. So in my opinion, you play.
I think you sold me. I think you sold me on that argument. So, all right. Well, what else do we got for today?
So we do have a good bit of tournaments coming up, and we're all over very soon. I know we're in Kentucky soon. We are in South Carolina. We're in North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina to be specific. We were over in Hardin, Kentucky. We are everywhere. So where can the people find our tournaments?
I think the easiest way now is to go to southernpickleball.com. I mean, if you happen to be on pickleball tournaments, we're a partner, we're a sanctioned tournament, we're a tour, so you can click on any of the icons and find everything there if you have to be pickleball tournaments. But if you don't want to have to weed through all the crap of all the other organizers and stuff that don't do it as good as we do, you can just go to southernpickleball.com. And I say that jokingly. I mean, we actually, this pickleball pie is big enough for everybody out there. And one of the new big things that we do at Southern Pickleball is that we offer tournament director training now. So if you're out there and you're excited about running pickleball tournaments, especially if you're in states outside of Georgia and you're wanting to find out sort of the inside and outs of how to run a pickleball tournament, we'd love for you to reach out to us at info@Southern Pickleball and find out about our Southern Pickleball tournament trainings, because we'd love to teach that. I mean, we want every tournament to be great.
Right.
So whether you're playing Southern Pickleball or whether you're playing whatever other organization out there, we want you to have a good time every time you're out there. So
as much as we are competitors, we all help each other. They come to a good Southern Pickleball tournament, they're going to want to play more, whether that's with us or not, and they'll be back for us too.
I think it's just about what our co-founder Paul Minkoff says. Just making people happy.
Just making people happy. That's right.
Just go make people happy. And I had a good time being on here with you today.
Me too.
I mean, even if you lie about your duper, that's okay. Peter always kind of did some of that stuff too. And so hopefully Peter will be able to come back and join in here soon. I think it'd be real fun to have the three of us in here together. I think that would be a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I
hope I filled his shoes well enough. That's for sure.
Or you at least filled the shorts better. So yeah, good stuff.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week unless we see you at a tournament before then. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you around. Southern Pickleball out.